Folks, yeah, I just want to share my experiences working with floppy disks recently. Um, I was working on a game project with my daughter called Spring. It's a game that she designed and I added a program for. My sister is helping out with the packaging of it, and she's provided me some nice stickers for the game, and I've been copying the content across. But just to share, one gotcha I've encountered was relating to HD disks versus non or DD disks. So some of these were, how to tell the difference, I guess maybe I'll put these two side by side. See how one of these has two holes. The one here has a hole here, hole there. This one only has a hole here, but no hole on the side. So these are the DD disks here, and these are the HD disks that hold a bit more content. I think yeah, I'm having more luck with the DD discs, these ones here with the no hole on the left. The HD discs, I mean, I'm not saying DD discs are perfect either. I'm finding these are old discs and there can be some dead sectors in them, which I have to sort of work around and write to other sectors. But yeah, for the most part, DD discs seem to be good. HD discs need a bit of extra work to get working on the Mega 65. Um, And also, it's a bit unsightly. If you're ever going to make like a commercial project, yeah, I mean, this hole is the how do I put it? Try and get. Sorry, I'm holding my camera. This is the right protection thing on that side. I tend to put it down for my game because it's going to write the high score information. So I just push that back down again. Sorry. So yeah, but yeah, if you're going to sort of release a game with HD, this it's going to mean I'm going to have to put this unsightly black tape on this side. Even that's a gotcha. I found that I never had any luck with HD discs for a long time on my Mega 65 until somebody told me don't put the black tape on the top side, put it on the bottom side. And when he told me that, that made all the difference. All of a sudden, I could finally get um, these HD discs working. There's a bit more to it than that, but still, that was a big factor. He said because the sensor inside the drive here, the sensor's on the bottom side, so it won't be able to detect if you put the tape on the top side, and that proved to be true for me. But beyond that, how about I actually go through some steps I used to, if you do happen to have a HD disk and you do want to use it. But first I'll put the right protection thingy down off so I can write to the disk. Okay, so I'll put the disk in, and so for formatting this HD disk, I think the tool recommended is Floppy test by Gardeners. Actually, I should probably show you how to get it. Can I easily switch to, maybe I just go to my laptop. So hold up a second. I haven't really prepared for this terribly well. Oh yeah, this is the file, yeah. Hopefully you can see it. This, I don't know how well I'm pointing it. Mega 65 floppy test utility. Alright, Tiger uploaded it, but yeah, it's Gardeners. If you download that one, it's a PRG file, wrap it in a D81 image, and I'll do it here instead. Probably haven't pointed my camera terribly well. So I'll just mount floppy test D81. It's 64 Go 64 mode tool, so you have to do Go 64. Jump in there. Yes, I should probably be closer. Once you're there, you can press down here to load the first thing off the disk. You can do Shift and Run Stop, and it will load slowly, but you can speed it up by holding down the caps lock key. If I do that, hold down caps lock. I'll try and get both. Hold down caps lock. Load straight. Yeah, much faster. Um, uh, What thing to do here, if I can get it closer to read it easier. Yeah, it's a HD disk, but they recommend doing this wipe disk step, this step 6. So I'll give that a go now. I'll press 6 here. Okay, we'll see it's doing its thing track by track. I'll pause this and come back when it's finished. Okay, almost finished now. Alright, we're done. Okay, next step is this, I tend to do is this test formatting of DD disk. But before I do that, I'm going to put the sticky tape on. So I will take the disk out, and I do have some black tape here that I'll apply. I'll just cut a piece out. So I'll pause that and come back to it. Okay, I've put the sticky tape, especially made sure it went round to the other side. Like I said, it's pretty unsightly, you know, that kind of, have I done this to the wrong disk? Sorry, I think I sticky taped the wrong disk. I'll be back. One moment. Okay, that's better. I've done it on the right side. That the right side was the read-write hole, which I've flipped over, and now the left-hand side has the unsightly black tape on both sides. Yeah, so that's something to think of if you're making like a commercial release. Probably you're probably best to stick with DD discs if you're planning to release on the Mega 65, and otherwise, yeah, you don't want to probably release something with black sticky tape on it. It's a little unsightly. But anyway, lesson learned. So hopefully that can be useful. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in with this the HD hole covered. Drop that in. So back on the menu here, I'm going to pick, which one was it again? Test formatting of DD disks is number 3. So I'll push 3 down here. Yeah. I'll let it do its thing. Hopefully that's readable. I know it's a bit blurry on this. Okay, I'll pause again and come back when it's almost finished. So I forgot to unpause it just before it finished, but it went up to about 80 or so. I think after that, I found where was the verification? Yeah, maybe it was the number 2 test or sectors on the DD disk. Number 2, or press 2. I guess I do this for a bit of peace of mind because I had some dead sectors show up sometimes, and anything in green should be fine. I don't know if the green's coming out nicely. If there's any sort of sectors showing up in red, that's not a good sign. So yeah, these sectors are indeed, these seem to be reasonably clean. You can wait for it to go across the whole screen. Maybe I'll pause it and give some certainty of that. I'll unpause later. Okay, it's looking pretty good, I think. Can't remember exactly how far it goes to the done. Then it seems to loop over. It doesn't stop, it loops over. Yeah, it's all good. Then it starts all over again. Then you can press the escape key to go out. I think the disk is good. As for how I would write content onto, I'll just reset the machine. Okay. Alright, in its simplest form, I'll just bail out with the forward slash to mount the floppy disk for the drive 8. You just type mount, and then it will now be drive 8. I don't think I can do a directory for it because there's nothing there yet. I could format it, which I will do. I'll just call it Spring. I'll give it an ID of my initials. Yep. And I'll let it chug away for a while. I'll pause that I'll let Basic do its own formatting. I guess the Paul's test program also did it formatting, but I don't think it formatted it nicely in a way that Basic recognizes. So I do find I have to come back here and do it. It's kind of pretty early days in my recipe for what I need to do for my workflow. But anyway, if later on I don't need one of these steps, see, I'll probably stick to this recipe for now. Once I feel like I've got a good flow with something, it feels a bit uncomfortable to change it. Alright, I'll pause. Alright, successfully formatted. From here, past, what I did try, one of my earlier techniques was to try and mount the disk I wanted to copy. So I wanted to have my spring disk here, and I would mount it to drive 9 with that U9 there. And then I would do like a copy from U9 to U8. But I found that was pretty slow because I've got a fair bit of content there. I think it took about 15 minutes to copy that way. So rather than doing that, instead, maybe I'll mount the intro disk again. 65. Oh, maybe I'll just reset. That's probably faster. From which intro disk was it? Another user in our community, Gihaf, has written a nice floppy tool. So on intro disk 3, go to number 3 tools, and here we've got this number 7 floppy D81 imager. Yeah, and that's a really good tool for this purpose. I'll run that one, 7, and now press return. That'll load up. So the things that are kind of cool for here, I think, is well, that's the thing. Initially, I started using GitHub's tool first, and I did his wipe disk in ClearFlux, but I didn't have as much luck with it for whatever reason. And then I jumped later to do the wipe disk in Gardner's floppy test tool instead. I don't know if the Gardner's is genuinely better than GitHub's one in this regard, or whether doing the flux reversal stuff twice made all the difference. At this stage, I don't know. But anyway, just for my how you say, intuitive feelings, I go to Gardner's tool for the wipe disk, and I come back here for this write D81 image to a floppy. That one up there, that's the letter A one. I don't know if it's how readable that is. Wow, the blur looks really blurry there. Anyway, it's the letter A to pick it. So we get this nice menu here. Instead of, you can go up and down looking for content. I won't do that. Instead, I'll type the first few letters of the disk I'm looking for, SPR, SPR, and they appear down the bottom. Again, it's probably too blurry to see the filter there, SPR, and it's already selected there, and the contents are there. So I'm just going to press return to choose that disk. Then make sure the floppy's in, yeah, and my floppy is definitely in. I'm ready to copy to that. So I'm going to press space when ready, yeah. And it says, do you want to ignore the empty sectors for a quicker write? Yes, I do. And fingers crossed that this will copy in about 2 minutes. Set conked out again, but yeah, I was saying, yeah, hopefully it'll copy in about 2 minutes. Yeah, this was much faster than the other way, copying it via basic. So I'll let this thing run through. Maybe I'll pause when it gets towards the end. I think it's getting towards the end of the copy, towards 2 minute mark. Didn't want to miss the ending here. I don't leave you stuck there for too long. I misremembered how it took. I was pretty sure it was close to 2 minutes. Fingers crossed. Too optimistic. Maybe it's getting close to 3 minutes. Either way, it was better than 15 minutes, so I shouldn't complain. Going up to 3 minutes, maybe. Done by then. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't one for sort of making beautiful videos right now, so I don't want to do any editing or stitching bits and pieces and cutting bits out. I just upload and dump what I can, so it's the least amount of effort for me, and I still get the message across. Maybe I just put some bookmarks on the video to skip this stuff. Alright, we're at the 3 minute mark now. Okay. Still, I'm pretty sure it was better than the other way with the 15 minutes. Anything I can mention while this is doing its thing? Comes to mind. Except it took me about 8 hours to work my way through the 5 floppy disks I worked through yesterday to sort out the headaches. I count. And yeah, I had headaches with not just HD disks, but I had headaches with DD disks too. Oh, there we go. Okay, it took about 4 minutes to. All right, that's still a win for me. Um, so the content is on there. So if I was to reset, and my process beyond here would be to go exit there. Sorry, oops, sorry. That's a little copy tool I wrote. I'll get out of that one. Sorry. Can I get bail out? Exit. All right, back here. I will boot. What did I want to do again? I guess I wanted to. Yeah, I want to look at the contents of the disk. This go to the floppy drive. I can now look at the directory here. Okay, it's all showing. That's a good sign. And what I would tend to do is I would run the game off the floppy disks here and confirm all the content is okay. I've got also my dev kit. This is my Mega 65 revision 3 machine, and I'd test the floppy disk here. I'd then everything good there, game runs. I'd go to my dev kit, check it works there too for some extra reassurance. And once it's there, then I move on to the next disk. So yeah, maybe for comparison, I'll test this disk later, but I will go to maybe my first disk in this batch, I think, just as an example of a DD disk that gave me problems. I suspect it's like this one. I'll put that in, and we'll check the directory of this one. If I do the directory again. Alright, am I seeing any flaws in this directory? Maybe I'll go to, I'll do escape and 5 to go into the bigger mode of the 80 by 50 DIR again. Okay, yeah. I'll just show you some things. This is from the time I did the old style basic copy. I did the copy, was it copy U9 to U8 fashion. In a way, it had its merits too, because this is a DD disk, remember, I didn't do any flux wiping on this, and it formatted apparently okay. And so the copy U9 to U8, it did fine for the first few files, this file, that file, that file, that file, that file. But when it got to this file, it created a dud file, you know, we had this sort of splat marker on this side over here. So, but then I said, all right, that's probably got a dead sector in it. Instead of deleting it, I'm just going to rename the failed palette.el to be, you know, a dud1. And then I tried to copy the rest of the contents manually. So I would have done, how do you say, let me type it out. How did I, was it, how did I delete the line? I've forgotten. Is it Q? Yeah, it's Q. I would have done rename yeah, the failed copy of palette L to, you know, dud1, and then I would have done a manual copy of, you know, I'll do escape A to start inserting things. I would then copied palette. I spelled palette again. Palette.el U9. Oops, I missed a letter. Yeah, I would have done that, and then it failed the second time, so I again renamed palette L to D2, and then I tried again, and then finally it copied properly. So there were two failed attempts to copy palette L. and then I would manually copy each element after that. So, and that's on a DD disk, so that was still a bit painful, and that's why I tried to help myself out a little bit here. I wrote a little helper thing. I might as well, which you saw a hint of before. Load copy helper. If I ever need, like, if I ever have issues with a DD disk, so it's a little tool I wrote, very simple, basic program. Oops, did I get the name wrong? Oh, it's on the, what's on this disk? Am I on the wrong disk? Oh, this is still pointing to the, yeah, okay, sorry. Mount the Mega 65, the main default disk. Okay, if I do, okay, load copy helper here now. Copy helper. Okay, now if I list this thing, it's a pretty short program. What can I say it does? I'm sort of, well, I tend to run the mount prior to running it. But the idea is I mount the 81 file on this line, and then I make two windows on the screen to show two directories, what's on the floppy and what's in the D81. And I use the window command over here to do the directory of the floppy. Then I make another window over here to show the directory of the D81. And then I just say, which file do you want to copy manually? And I just, if it's nothing, then it'll finish. But if it's something, a string, then it copy that file for me. Just saves me the retype. And then once it copies that file successfully, does the two directories again. So if I was to sort of run that, it was just a little helper assistant. Okay, you can see it listed the floppy, it listed the D81, copy which file. I can then type in, oh, this one's missing, let me do that next, or this one failed, so I'll rename it outside, run the program again, and copy that file across again. Yeah, just save a little bit of extra, well, less basic typing. So yeah, I guess that's all I had to share. Yeah, and I hope it helps with your floppy disk journeys. I thought it was a good topic because even some people on Discord just mentioned that they'd used HD floppies in the past and had issues with them and weren't sure what was wrong. So yeah, if you're in the same boat, it might give you a chance to try your HD floppies again and see if you can get them working. Yeah, all right, good luck to you and all the best.